The camera's way crooked. How
Like
much have you
this
drank
way?
tonight? Well, are you blind? It's crooked.
I'm
Your
standing at
husband's
an
gonna
angle.
fucking have a heart attack.
Don't worry, we got a little bit of stagger.
Oh my gosh.
It's cool.
Is that better?
No, you didn't straighten it at all. Are you looking at the phone?
I'm looking at it from an angle.
All right, forget this. She's a horrible producer. Shark Tales Woo from night 1 of Trophy Cup with Andy.
Woo woo.
Woohoo!
65 cars. Trophy Cup's dying. Put a nail in it. Nobody wants to race Trophy Cup anymore.
We only lost one car from last year.
Remember the good old days when there was 130 cars here and we were racing
Well,
till
not
4 in the
nobody.
morning?
65 people wanted to race.
65?
Yeah. Last year, 66.
So we only lost one car.
One car.
I think 65 is the perfect amount.
Do you?
Yeah.
I
It's just
think
not too
Show
much.
got over at like
Yep.
9:30 today.
My theory exactly, short show. Well, it's not really a short show because you guys were on the track at like
Early.
4.
Yeah.
But you don't need to be here for all the nonsense. I mean, if you want to just show up and watch the show, quote unquote, I think if
And
you roll
1
in about
hour of track prep.
6:30.
There was 1 hour total of farming today from when you guys first went out. So of all the farm sessions together, it was
Okay.
1 hour.
Yeah, that's pushing it for my liking, but I don't know. I guess it kind of works here because
But that
That's
was
starting-
3 different times.
That's starting at 4 o'clock though. Like,
Man. In hot laps, there was like so much water on the track, and then
you were in group 1 of hot laps.
yeah, and we sent us off, and I'm like, track ain't even close. And then comparing to what times were last week, I'm looking at the timing and scoring, and like, and I still got my earbuds in, and they're telling everybody after every session, like, get ready to qualify. I'm like, we're still a second off of what we were turning last week. I'm all, this is trouble. So me being second car out, like, I thought I was in major trouble as far as track being still greasy by the time I went out. But it actually
Track was weird for
very in my
qualifying.
favor in that sense. Yeah, it was locked down 3 and 4, but yeah, it was greasy on entry getting into 1, but even in the hot lap session, you could tell like nobody was running up top, and there was no water up there, so you were like sliding in the grease to dry stuff basically.
Yeah, so the grease, the momentum of the car through the grease was like just taking you to this one spot of the track.
Yeah.
And then this one spot of the track was just dry. It didn't build up a cushion. So it was kind of weird sledding in qualifying. And I didn't really know what to tell you.
No, you worded it great, because a lot of times, especially if you're first or second car out, like, you don't really get to see very
And
much.
I texted him, I'm like, are you going to be able to watch any sessions? Because I wanted you to see for your own 2
Yeah.
eyes. And when you said no, I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, nobody had the cushion on TV or anything, so like I didn't feel like I had time to run back,
Yeah.
catch a session, and
It's
then
a
run
lot.
back to my car.
It's a pain in the ass to try to watch and know what's going on at Tulare.
Right. So, yeah, usually Andy's advice for me is just grit your teeth and don't lift. Like, all right, Andy.
And hold on for dear life.
But it was great today how you worded it, because he said, look, turn 1 and 2 is weird. You're going to slide up in the track. Like, don't overreact to it and try something different. No matter what anybody's doing, they're all doing the same thing. So just kind of ride through it.
There's
You're
no
gonna have to
better
deal with it.
There's no better solution than what you're gonna go out and
Right.
do. Because I always put myself in that position.
Yeah.
What would I do? What would I think? And if I hadn't seen the track, because when he hot lapped, it was just a throwaway session.
Yeah.
He was out there in the slop. It just made garbage laps. It
Yeah.
didn't matter. So I put myself in the car. If I went out there, drove through the slick, the snot, the grease, into the dry, I was going to try to react to that and do something
Yes,
different the
yes.
next turn.
There was
And if I
drivers that
would have
did
done
do
that, it would have been horrible.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make sure he knew to try the same thing both times.
No, that was great. So basically that takes the guesswork out of my brain. So it's like, all right, like,
which is super helpful in qualifying.
absolutely. Like, you're just going to have to deal with the trickiness of turn 1 and 2. Just try your best to get through it. So we did not turn that good of a lap, but I think with us going out early, it actually definitely helped in our favor and held on for 13th. So
I was worried
not too
too.
bad, not too good.
But your time didn't drop off.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't
So-
that bad.
Then here comes the debate on this format. So we were sitting there going, do we want to get out qualified a few more spots and be 18th and be on, is it 18th? Would that be on the first car in the front row?
Yeah. So Tanner Carrick, he came up and watched the second group with me, and he was basically fourth for a while, and then one guy got him, so dropped him to fifth. So he was hoping. So he was actually rooting for people to out qualify him.
He needed a lot of people to out
Yeah,
qualify
so
him though.
because and his idea was, I want to start on the outside, like outside row 1, 2, 3. Like it didn't matter. Like it seemed like most people make passes happen are starting on the outside row.
So in case you don't understand, to make the main event tonight, you either A, had to win your heat or be high point guy, which would be typically 9 out of 10 times the fast time guy in every heat race.
Yeah,
As long as they didn't do anything silly.
yeah.
So
So that's always tough, and I think we've talked about this in the past with me here, because like I do not qualify well here, but sometimes I qualify just right to where I'm front row outside of a heat race. So if I just get the jump, all I need to do is like hold my line, run some decent laps, and that puts me in the show. It doesn't do me any favors in the points. Now I'm behind the invert and behind all the fast guys.
oh yeah, so let's talk about that though. Hypothetically, if you would have, let's say, been 18 quick and won your heat, were any of those guys in the top?
No.
So then that plan kind of backfires.
Yeah. So
This is a tough show.
Chance
A very
Grasty-
tough racket here.
Yeah, Chance
The invert,
Grasty
so-
started third in
You
his
missed the
heat.
invert in the main though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I mean. You made the invert, so it worked out fine.
Chance
That was
Grasty
the
started third in his heat, got on the outside row, jumped. They crisscrossed, so he got to move outside front row, got the jump and won. And I think I was talking to his dad tonight. He was tied for 12th in points, and they invert 12 for the main event.
But
Oh,
qualifying.
did he lose a tiebreaker?
But he lost the
Oh my
tiebreaker, so he
gosh.
started 13th instead of starting on the pole. So like that, and that's huge.
What was the
That's
tiebreaker qualifying?
Yeah.
Goes back to, and just your time, right? Like if technically, like they could have both qualified 10th or whatever.
Right. No, it's the time.
But
So
it
if you're in
goes
Group
back to your
B,
time.
you're not winning the tiebreaker.
Yeah, because your time's typically slower.
So you know what's funny about sort of funny. Gosh, I can't even talk. You hot lapped in the snot, and then you were in heat 1 after they farmed.
know.
So it's like the first 12 laps that you hit the track tonight were really just garbage. Throwaway
Yeah,
laps.
for
It's like
sure.
we need. When I say we, me and him, we don't come down here very often. So it's like we need to get up to speed, get up against the wall, kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
He wasn't ever close to the wall for the first half of the night because there was no necessity to be up there.
Right. And then throw me on the B, and now
Say,
it's
hold
way
on
up.
for dear
yeah,
life.
now it's way up by the wall. You better
So you
get
farm,
on
they let you guys run some laps just to kind of buzz it off, and someone hits the wall. Like they don't even start the heat.
it. Oh, is that what happened? Oh wow.
Pretty sure that's what they
Because
said.
I
What?
knew.
Yeah,
Well,
when they were
somebody
buzzing.
said yellow. Like in my, they buzzed us in the first
Yeah.
heat, and they said, "Oh,
Yeah.
yellow too," and then there was nobody stopped in there, and then all of a sudden, like lap or two later, as we were lining up, oh, we lost the car, so we're gonna crisscross. So
Gosh, I don't remember that.
yeah, Carrick was supposed to start behind me. He
Yeah.
started outside of
Came
me,
out.
Huh?
and
I
then
think that car
Jonathan.
never came out.
No, he was out there.
Oh.
You did good in your heat. You did basically
Yeah.
what the plan was, and it just worked like kind of we thought it should have.
Yep.
Except you didn't win it.
Right. But
You
yeah.
got to stack B main though.
Yeah, then you
We
go back
always
to the
do.
B main,
and then the B main, and then they invert 6 for the B, and it was like
So what place and points were you going into the B then? What place and points were you in that B? The invert didn't affect you though, did
yes,
it?
I
he was
started
third in
fourth.
points in his B.
Yeah.
So you should have started third if there was no invert.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so it didn't really affect you.
Oh,
It
yeah,
affects the
yeah,
guy
yeah, yeah.
that should have been on the pole that ends up 6th.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the guy
Yep,
that
yep,
really
yep.
takes it in the ass.
Right. Yeah,
So-
so I guess. Yeah,
You were up to speed pretty much in the B, had a little help. Corey Day hit the Uke tire, I think, entering 3. Courtney
Yeah.
did
Broke
the same
his front
thing.
end.
Oh, really?
Courtney
Did you
was in
notice
it.
when you
In the
went by
first
Corey,
beat?
it was kind of all funky?
Oh no, for
funky-
sure. No, I
funky
saw
comedy?
him hit it. Like I
Okay.
almost went down to the bottom with him, and then he hit that, and like I kind of was stuck in the middle and tried to race to the high line, and then I could tell like something was off. He still finished. I saw.
Like 7th or 8th.
That's insane.
I
Like,
know.
how do you finish with the car like that?
He's really good.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Golly.
So you get out of the B.
Yeah, just snuck out. Here's my chin.
So we're waiting for race monitors to show us the lineup.
Yeah, but the
or
score.
my race pass. So
did not
finally,
get it. But
he's
she's
they're blowing the
beautiful.
horn. He's getting his shit ready. I said, I'll go look at the dry board. So he just came out of the B. So I'm looking at the back 2 or 3 rows, and there's no 7B. And I'm like, oh, these stupid idiot officials. There's no 7B on here. They don't know what they're doing. And for some reason, I just looked. Then for curiosity's sake, I'm like, well, I wonder who's up front. There's a 7B in 3rd. I forgot. This race is really wonky. Way wonky.
Way wonky.
This dude just came out of the B, barely got out of the B,
Barely
and
got
now
out
he's
of the
starting
B.
3rd in the main.
Right.
And I was like, oh yes, we're at Trophy Cup. I forgot.
All right.
So then it's get your dick up. Now I'm up front.
Yeah, and I did, so I guess I'm a little more familiar with the format than you are, so
I
I
completely forgot.
had an idea that I'm all, dude, I could start on the pull of this thing. And so, like, I was getting a little excited, but then he came back and said, you start 3rd. I'm like, okay, well, that's great. Like, just try to, yeah.
It's better where you would have been if I was scoring, because I thought you were going to be dead last. 2nd B main,
good thing you're
4th,
not
and the
the
last
scorer.
B main.
Yeah, whose team are you on?
Well,
He just made you an alternate.
I can't
You
get-
made the show.
I can't get used to these formats. They're
Yeah.
always changing.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, but
This
new
one
rule
in
this year,
particular.
we're crossing.
No,
It's
that
my
is-
favorite.
it's the right call.
Yes,
Because, like, Colby Copeland
he
started
tried.
a second row outside, and that's
Yeah.
because that's the
That's
normal
the
rule.
normal.
The guy on the outside row jumps, so he goes back a row. This guy gets to go up, but points
you go,
are so important.
You go 4 to
here.
2 like that,
Exactly.
and then probably are going to win from there. So you go 4 to 1,
Right.
And you didn't do anything, but the jackass in front of you jumped the start.
Right. So
You
the
don't really
only
earn
fair thing to do with this points-based system is you gotta, if you're dropping him back 2 spots, move 3rd to 2nd and 4th to 3rd. So that I think that's the fair thing. Colby would probably argue, but it's okay.
As long as we know that going in, it is what it is.
Right?
And I have always wanted to cross, and the argument has always been they can't figure it out. I'm like, no, they can. Like, they're not stupid.
Especially
They can figure it out. If you're
You have
supposed to start
officials
on the
telling you.
outside, and now there's a person missing, you just move to the inside. So,
Oh wait, did you carry the one? You didn't carry the one.
like someone in one of the races, I don't remember which one, like 5th row or something. So I'm like, we gotta recross the whole back of this pack, guys. And so I started saying inside, and like before I was down all the way at the bottom, they were already where they were supposed to be. I'm like, we're good, go.
See, we are smarter.
I
than-
know, you guys know. This is always my belief though. If you say going into turn 2, we're going green, you guys will get where you're
Yeah,
supposed to
you
go.
don't Figure
We
it out.
do.
You're like, hurry up.
But if you give another lap,
We won't.
I yelled on the radio tonight, like, they could have gone. And Dan's like, I know, but if I had made them go, something would have happened. And I'm like, nope, they could have gone.
Was that when the truck pulled out?
Oh, what happened?
No,
there? I
that was a
kinda
different
wasn't
time,
paying
though.
attention, but then all of a sudden the truck.
Lights went out.
Yeah.
We were going green, and
Yeah.
then like a push truck from off the track came right in front of us.
But,
and
like,
then-
Did he
didn't-
get in front of the leader? Was he in front of the
Yes,
entire
front of
pack?
the leader,
Okay.
yeah.
But, like, didn't have urgency to get out of the way. And it was like, car.
Not at
Went
first.
just to
And
the
then it was
inside
like,
of the tires.
oh, I'll
Yeah.
pass you all now and go into the infield.
Yeah, he sped up when he got to the infield though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did run the inside blind pretty good.
Yes. I was like, would he have gotten a start if they just went?
I thought you did good in the A.
Thanks. I definitely, there's definitely, a few decisions in the B and the A that like to take back, but yeah, as far as like kind of making some consistent laps, like I felt.
I thought you did the right thing at the right time. The entire race. So yeah, 20 laps. Did we only have one caution?
None in the
It's
A.
30 laps for the A main.
We went 30
What?
laps nonstop.
30 laps in the A. There was,
was
one caution
one
at the
in the
beginning for
beginning.
Cole. Lap 1.
Oh, he tipped over. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so they went 30 laps nonstop. Wow.
29, yeah.
Okay, yeah, we did get one lap scored. Is that
Yes.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. You caved in 2 right rears tonight.
Yeah, I didn't crash the car, but I wrecked a whole bunch of stuff.
BF doesn't have any wheels at Katings or outers. I can't believe that he would come, a parts vendor would come to the Tulare Thunderdome with no wheel outers.
Yeah.
It's shocking. He said he was going to try to find you guys some though.
Thanks, BF.
But so the wheels that you bent,
Hey,
they're bent, but they're I mean, you could run them. So I think our theory was maybe run them, and you could hit the wall again and
finish her
unbend
off.
them.
Yeah.
Unbend them.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't,
yeah.
Yeah,
Straighten
I
them.
don't like this theory.
Hey, if we can't find wheels, we're screwed.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
You want a left rear on the right side?
I don't know what that means.
The
I know left to right, but I don't know what the difference are.
If we're out of right rears, we've got to run a left rear on the right rear. Not wide enough.
Okay.
Okay. Did you
I-
see the 92
I don't know. I just push go.
car up for auction? In
Yeah,
there? That was
I
pretty
saw
cool.
the box was overflowed with tickets. Everybody put their
Everybody
tickets.
wants a
The
92.
small or the big? They want your teeny one or your big one?
Everybody wants my teeny one. Okay, so you're 7th in points.
Yeah, yeah. That's, yeah.
I
Good
mean,
position.
We're not counting our chickens before they hatch, but that's not a bad position to be in
Yeah, 100%.
compared to what you've been in the last couple years.
I
here.
know. Yeah, Biff Dog was after the B tonight. He's like, God damn, like the last 2 years, Becker, like why can't we just like do something normal? Like why does it
Just
have
be
to
in the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why does
Everything's
it have to
like-
be a nail biter? Last second, everything. So
Is it-
How
wanna
many
see-
times have you been the first car out, so then you start 6th in the B main,
yeah.
which
I'm
sucks.
kind of intrigued. So, are you going to be second to dead last out of qualifying
Yes.
tomorrow?
Yes.
That'll be interesting. Okay, so Group B is going to hot lap and qualify, and then you're going to hot lap and qualify, and you're
Yes.
going to be second to last out.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Okay,
I
we're
was-
going to have our ducks in a row tomorrow.
Yeah, you were eating dinner. You bailed out on Group B, but I was definitely paying attention, and there was a lot of good cars that went out late in Group B and turned really good laps still.
Were they doing other stuff on the track, or just like
Uh,
sometimes the groove really
they
changes?
Just started.
Corey went to the bottom.
Shane did.
Shane was
Corey
rolling
might
the
have.
bottom in hot laps, and I thought, okay, Shane's
Yeah.
trying to figure something out.
He did, and he did. He did a good job, but people just started really committing to the high line in 1 and 2. Like you know how, like you were saying, everybody kind of would slide through there and get up there and just try to make as much speed coming off. Well, people just started pounding the fence. And
the Tulare line.
yes, exactly. And then, yeah, and I don't know if it took a while to clean that off. Like, 'cause I don't know if the first one that did it was really good. Maybe it
Sanders
was.
probably the first one,
Maybe.
but then Mitchell went out like 4 or 5 cars, 6 cars.
Not Mitri.
Yeah.
Mitri's not here. Who are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Or whoever's the
Sanders is in the Mitri
okay,
car.
so Sanders did it first, but then somebody went after him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
after
that,
that,
yeah. It, like after he did it, it like opened the floodgates
It
and
did.
everybody started pounding the top.
And that's where having someone just sitting in the grandstands watching becomes that guy that can relay that message. Like,
Yes.
oh shit, this is what works now.
100%. So thank you so much for your help.
I'm not
Like-
bragging that like, oh look at me, I'm so poor. I'm just,
No,
it's
it's-
hard for these race teams to have a person that you can just basically throw away
Yeah.
because everybody's got a job, fueling the car, mudding, scraping mud, doing tires. There's typically not somebody available, but since I'm not really a part of the 7B, I can literally just go sit in the grandstands and
Yeah.
report to headquarters at
Right.
the last second.
You know,
Teamwork makes the dream work.
makes the GM work.
So how
gotta go
much they're saying tomorrow is going to be a lot windier.
Uh-oh, really?
Yes.
There was a wind
Windy out
warning
here.
back home. There's a wind warning at
I
Auburn.
was worried.
And it's
Tomorrow?
going to be 10 degrees cooler.
Oh shit!
But
It was almost
cooler and maybe cloudy, does that help not dry out the track? Or like how much does that affect it?
Wind's gonna.
Wind's going to dry it out,
Wind's
but like
not gonna help.
how much does the
cause
sun affect
The
it?
sun's big.
A lot.
I always like when the track's in the shade, but if it's gonna be windy and shady, it's kind of like it's still fucked.
Yeah,
Especially if you're gonna go out 64.
I know. Maybe it'll rubber up by like the last 10
Here's
cars.
my thing though. That might be you're gonna be so late that we're gonna see every option out there. There's gonna be a couple people that are gonna try to roll the bottom, and we're gonna see that does not work, or we're
Yeah.
gonna see there's something to that. That might be even come in a little bit more by the time you get
Yeah.
out.
Well, that's how it kind of was. So last week, like, they've been really watering turn 4 for whatever reason. Like the last week that we were here and today, and it was so greasy. But last week when we were running, like, you almost like didn't want to cheat it. You wanted to be up as high as you can to kind of go around the grease and kind of build momentum through it. But like you mentioned, like in 4, don't get too high. It appears to be pretty greasy up there. So that's guys not hot lapping. Like Colby Thornhill was in my hot lap group and he's passing me on the bottom. I'm like, that's not our qualifying line. You're
Uh-huh.
like, you're not helping anything by passing everybody on the bottom.
Fastest in all laps.
But he was fastest in hot laps, so
Oh, I hate that. Everybody wants to get on the board. And I
Yeah.
just want to get the damn track worked in.
right.
But I'm an old grouch, so what do I know?
Yep.
All right, that's
Okay.
enough for tonight. Good job, P.
P5 in the
Five.
main, P7 in points.
That's great.
Not too shabby.
I feel like we usually have our higher point night on night 2 also, so it's like you've got to do good on Friday, so like still want to do good tomorrow,
Yeah.
but like there's definitely not as much pressure.
My whole problem in the past was always like I would be like 10th in points at the first night.
Yeah.
And then the next night I was 10th in points again, but they were all different people in front of me. So now I'm 20th in points.
Yep.
And you were always the bubble guy. Like 2
Yeah.
years ago, you
Always.
barely snuck into the A, finishing 4th.
Yep.
And then last year you just missed it
Yep.
and finished 5th in the B.
Yes.
So I don't think we're gonna have to worry about that this year.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. I mean,
Yeah.
we're not bragging. I'm just
Never know. Yeah.
way
No,
better
it's good to be
position.
single digits in points.
Yeah. So good job.
Thanks.
How was the
Thanks,
taco feed?
teammate.
How was the taco feed?
It was great.
Tacos were good.
Good. Yeah. Good tacos. Good music. It was fun.
Good. Trophy Cup Dave does a good job. Don't know how many more years he's gonna do this.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
We love you, Dave Pusateri.
Yeah. 100%. 30
So fun.
years is great.
Okay, good night.
See you tomorrow.